We are getting vulnerable and real here today as we talk about the taboo subject related to weight loss surgery, and that's food addiction. Make sure you're subscribed here for even more weight loss surgery content. We have Disney content coming your way soon, and I hope you will join us to be a part of our supportive and wonderful BariTale community. Hey, my friend. I am Chelsea, your fellow VSG patient. I had surgery almost 5 years ago, and I've lost around 100 pounds and have maintained that since my personal weight loss surgery. My goal here is to show you what does real life look like after bariatric surgery. My personal philosophy is that your life after surgery should be lived without a diet, and I'm pulling back the curtain a bit today to show you how my life has functioned since surgery, including the uglies, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly today. And that includes my own food addiction. So I want to offer a caveat here. This is coming from my lived experience and the joy that I receive in working with many clients and students, both one-on-one, in small group, as well as through my digital course. So I realize that this offering, this sharing does not represent every bariatric surgery journey, okay? Let's start with a little bit of science. According to science, the term addictive personality is not one that can be substantiated. However, this is a way that I have identified and something that I've resonated with my entire life. A little bit of background for you, especially if you're new here. Hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. I am a firstborn type A Aries. She's a fire sign, and I'm also the child of an addict. After 39 years on this beautiful earth, I know what I struggle with addiction-wise, and that's through my own self-discovery, but also through therapy. And these things have included, / can include, food, shopping, and most prescription drugs. Outside of my family, like my immediate family, I don't think I've shared this information with anyone. And I am certainly not here to say on camera that I am a drug addict. That's not something I've struggled with. I've never actually tried anything recreationally before. However, with prescription drugs, I know that I like the effect that they have by taking pain away. Therefore, I avoid them. My food addiction served as more than just me liking to eat, which I did and still do. The addiction part came because I used food as a way to hide, satiate, and suppress my own emotions. It was used in a way where I would try to heal myself from hurts I received, whether those were self-inflicted from my mean girl voice or from others. I hid my overeating most of the time, which is a red flag for most addictive behaviors if you're hiding them intentionally. For months, or even longer than that possibly, I would eat a McDonald's large number 2, which I don't know if that still exists on the menu anymore, on my way home from work, between work and dinner at home, and I would fastidiously hide all of my trash and my receipts so that no one knew that I was eating a meal between meals. Now, to be clear, if my husband, Mark, had known this at the time, and it's possible he did know, he wouldn't think anything differently of me. He wouldn't love me less. He wouldn't think that I was less beautiful. This shame was my own. This was my own guilt. I was so embarrassed to admit this addiction because it felt gross to me. Is this relatable to you? Does this resonate with you at all? I doubt that I'm alone, given that I've had clients share this experience with me, but I also know that I'm not seeing a lot of people speak on this because it can be uncomfortable to talk about. Fast food, particularly this one meal at McDonald's, was a comfort to me. I viewed it very much as a reward, and this went both ways. That if I had a great day, I deserved the celebration, the celebratory nature of getting something that made me feel good in the moment. If I had a hard day, this was comforting, this was satiating. It made me feel less sad, angry, or frustrated. I could justify this consumption no matter what, in any way. This justification also extended to sound a little bit like fast food was my only vice. I don't smoke, I don't drink heavily. I've never done drugs. Fast food wasn't that bad. I was a healthy person because my cholesterol and my blood sugar and my blood pressure were always good. So I considered myself healthy, with fast food being like my only sin. It felt like I could have this one thing for myself. That's a lot of how I justified it mentally. Now let me be crystal clear. This statement, this story is not about criminalizing fast food in any way or putting morality, like I used to with the word sin or good and bad, on certain kinds of food. I do not do that. I don't believe in doing that. I still eat fast food, though in much smaller quantities and a lot less frequently. It doesn't have the same kick that it used to because I've broken the addiction. Fast food was simply my personal demon that I had to overcome because of all of the, no pun intended, weight I was giving it in terms of how it brought me joy. After surgery, I couldn't have my beloved 2 cheeseburger meal. It took about 6 to 8 weeks for me to even be able to consider biting a McDonald's cheeseburger. And let me tell you a quick story. That first bite, I removed the top bun. I knew I was only going to be able to eat this much of a bite, and I bit it, hoping that it would bring me that same flood of serotonin. But because I had to begrudgingly quit this addiction post-op, honestly, that bite made me sad because it didn't taste good. It didn't have that same relief that it used to bring me. It just tasted like exactly what it is, and that made me deeply sad at the time. Within those 6 to 8 weeks of post-op recovery, I just did a video on recovery and how you can best use your time, so I will leave that here for you. I felt my brain fog clear. I felt more in control of my choices and my life, and I know it came from being forced to break this addiction. After surgery, driving by those golden arches didn't fill me with guilt or shame, which is another video I just filmed. Do you see? These are all coming together. Hope you're subscribed to get all of them because I literally couldn't stop. I had no business being in a drive-through, so I was able to just drive by. And to say it was hard is an understatement because it was Pavlovian at that point. But I was still able to do it, and then it allowed me this sense of freedom after. I used fast food as self-care because I didn't know how to do self-care properly. I truly did not know that I could fill myself in other ways with things that brought me joy, that actually did take care of me inside and out. Often before surgery, self-care came in ways that were harmful to me. And that does include fast food and overeating, as well as binge eating and drinking too frequently. Like, all of the things that I did for self-care were just excuses to make myself numb in the moment. I wish I learned that a long time ago. And I'm sharing it with you because I want you to figure it out well before I did. I actually built a super fun, very cute quiz all about self-care that connects to Disney princesses, because those are 2 things that make me very happy and I think will resonate with you too. So if you are looking to figure out what self-care works best for you, pre-op, post-op, no-op, and you're also a Disney lover and want to know which Disney princess would be your self-care twinsy, I will leave the free quiz. It's totally free. It's totally free because I love ya, in the description box below for you to take at your leisure. It should take you 2 to 3 minutes max. If food addiction or any other type of addiction is something that you are struggling with pre-op or even post-op, I would absolutely recommend, and it's not a plug for me, but I'd recommend that you find yourself a bariatric coach, a nutritionist, or a therapist who can work with you professionally to help you break these addictions, because ultimately, to be successful, you'll have to. And you can learn about what makes you happy. How can you thrive in a post-op environment? I hope this story today was helpful for you. I want to be vulnerable with you and tell you all of my truths so that way your journey can be made easier and more successful earlier on than mine was. And before we sign off, I want to remind you about the cute, fun quiz to help you with your own self-care that's in the description box below. I also have a mindful eating checklist that I've used based on my own experience that you actually asked me to turn into a freebie to help you too. So that's there as well. I love you. I hope you are having an incredible summer, and I can't believe that our next video happens in July. So exciting things are happening. We're getting closer to the Disney content. Yay! I love you, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Goodbye, my beautiful friend.